bluffgawd. BLUFF_GAWD. Look him up. One of Kanye's close friends.
All right, guys, got a new video from DJ Pain1. Look at his face, guys. He's fucking mad, dude. He's mad as fuck.
If you're making beats, you're not going to get paid anymore. There's no more money in music. And to anyone who is claiming that they've made millions of dollars off of making beats, even hundreds of thousands, come on.
Let me guess. I'm being sarcastic.
Matter of fact, when I interviewed Bolo and we were talking about how that beat that he made for Silent Toes, Watch Me, which is a hit song, we talked about how it made millions. And someone checked us in the comments. User 99641, whose profile photo is a picture of a banana, made the very brave and poignant statement, millions of dollars, Bolo is a big liar. And so I want to apologize to Mr. Banana for lying like that and for platforming a bunch of lies, because clearly music couldn't possibly make that much money. As a matter of fact, let me stop being...
Well, I'm sure it did generate, like the song generated millions of dollars, right? I think that person doesn't understand that. Just because a song generated a certain amount of money doesn't mean the producer gets all that money. You know, it's not really how it works.
Sarcastic. I forget that people don't understand sarcasm, and then they leave 100 comments at a time arguing with me over something that I don't even believe, because if they had just watched an additional 10 seconds, I would reveal that I was in fact being ironic by saying the opposite of what I actually meant for comedic purposes.
Gotcha.
All right, look, I like comments like these because when we're challenged, when our ideas are challenged, especially when my ideas are challenged, one, it inspires me to create content and I don't have to think that hard, but two, it creates these moments of inquiry where we actually investigate these claims and these narratives, and these are narratives and claims that we may believe to be true, but we don't actually have evidence that they're true. So for a lot of producers, this idea that a beat can generate millions and millions of dollars is such a foreign concept that a lot of producers will go online and say, no, that's fake. There's no way. So let's
That's only because like the odds are so low, bro. Coming, especially like if you're looking at the odds coming from where they're at, that person is at. Yeah, I can definitely see how they could be that pessimistic. You know what I mean? Because if you think about it, you know, Pain, Bolo, 5 other producers, right? Let's say these 5 producers are making 5 beats a day. These are the only producers on the planet, right? You know what I mean? Like, out of 25 beats in like a perfect world, right? Say there's only 5 producers in the whole world, and in this world, these guys are making 5 beats a day, right? So the 5 beats a day, 25 beats, you know, if you spread that across like a week or a month, you know what I mean? Then I guess the odds will be higher for that to happen, right? But no matter what the odds are, it's really likely that only like 1 in 50 of those beats in a perfect world are going to get somewhere, you know what I mean, to actually generate a life-changing amount of income, you know.
Let's use this as an example and let's run the actual numbers. So realistically, we can only speculate. We're on the outside looking in. I don't have the accounting information.
I mean, I am honestly tired of DJ Pain1 punching down, because that's really all his content has become, is him just like punching down on nobodies in his fucking comments, bro.
From Capitol Records. Capitol Records might not even have it. But if we go back to 2016, a couple years after the song dropped, we see that it was certified.
Yeah, I mean, that's a massive song, bro. Like, Whippin' Nene, that song's been played regularly for at least a decade. You know what I mean? If you produce a song that's been played on the radio semi-consistently, you know what I mean? At least a couple times a week. Yeah, dude, I'd expect it to generate a couple million, you know what I mean?
6 times platinum. 6 times platinum is a lot. According to Bolo, he says it has since reached the threshold to be considered diamond, which is 10 million sales, or sales equivalent, probably with streaming factored into it now. But back...
Okay, so look, it was certified originally in 16. I'm not sure if the stats that Pain showed right now are from 16. But if they are, you know, we're about 10 years out, 9 years out from 2016. It's not just believable. It's sort of like expected for this song to be diamond at this point, right? That's just how it works.
Then, yeah, streaming existed, Spotify did exist, but there was more diversity in consumption. In other words, there was iTunes. You could buy the track for 99 cents. Radio, a song this big, this was essentially a...
I don't know. I kind of disagree with that. I think there's a bigger, more variety of consumption methods now. Even though streaming is the most popular, it's not the only one. You know what I mean? Maybe to a lot of kids and younger people, it is the only one. But shit, I was at a kid's birthday party the other day, and like my daughter's birthday, not being weird, it's my daughter's birthday, and she had some of her cousins over, and some of her cousins were talking about, oh, I'll never pay for streaming services, you know what I mean? I'll just go on YouTube and just listen to music. It works fine like that, So yeah, I think there's going to be, this is kind of off topic, but I do think there's going to be a shift in consumption again here coming soon. You know what I mean? I think streaming is definitely established in as far as a form of, consuming music, and I don't think it'll go anywhere. But I think I think what's going to end up happening is like it'll be more like Pandora was when Pandora first came out. You'll find an artist that you've never heard. The song will play, you'll like it, and then you're gonna go and, if you're a fan enough, if you liked it enough, you might go on the person's website and listen to it there, or you might go on Spotify and listen to the whole album, and then eventually you're gonna want to buy the album, and then the next time the artist drops a new project, you're gonna want to go buy that. You know what I mean? Ideally, that's how like every artist should be thinking. You know what I mean?
Pop hit. It was generating revenue via various royalty streams.
And to be real, like, streaming is like the best commercial for your music. You know what I mean? One of the kids one of my cousins, younger cousins, right? She was talking about how, oh, there's this band I listen to that has like 3 monthly listeners. You know what I mean? So like, if you connect with anyone, it's a good thing. It's kind of off topic, but if you connect with anyone, it's a good thing. And for that band, I do remember the band's name actually too, so that's kind of funny. I was about to say I don't remember the band's name, but I do remember the band's name. But it's like fuck, what was I saying, dude? I'm so fucking retarded. Point is, dude, here it is. Streaming is the best ad for you. You know what I mean? It's like an ad that you pay for because you get put on these platforms. You got to pay like $20 a year to get put on Spotify and shit like that. So that's your ad, right? And you get heard, and you just have to, number one, make stuff good enough to make people want to connect with you on a deeper level, buy your merch and all this shit. But it's also like the only ad where you can well, no, it's not the only ad. This is kind of the point of ads. The point of ads is to spend the money, and then enough people know about your product, then you make the money back, right? And you can easily do that with streaming. But I think it takes a lot of work to really get those million streams and really like have the million listeners a month. You know what I mean? Because think about it this way: Kendrick did the Super Bowl, right? And even though a 25 million listener increase is massive, you know what I mean? He did the Super Bowl, and the increase was 25 million, right? So I don't know. You kind of gotta have your own things going on, like do your own Super Bowl type shit. You know what I mean? Like whatever events you have going on, it has to push to your music, you know what I mean? Everything you, and this is fucking obvious, I guess, you know what I mean? But I see a lot of people dropping the ball on projects right after they drop, you know what I mean? And in a lot of ways, that's almost like, it's almost like a rug pull on a meme coin, you know what I mean? Or on some kind of crypto, because it's like you build all this hype up to reach somewhere, you know what I mean? And then you kind of just let it drop. almost like overnight, people just stopped promoting their shit.
Is that the average song
I went way off. Let's get back to DJ Pain1.
Doesn't actually generate. So if we're just looking, we're discarding the whole diamond thing because I'm just going by what facts are available to me. Do I believe that the track is diamond? Absolutely. 26. This was damn near 10 years ago. So yeah, in 10 years, could it sell another 4 million? Of course. But if we just go off of 6 million sold and we calculate each sale generated 99 cents based on the old iTunes number, well, that's damn near, we're rounding up $6 million generated just off of these sales. Now, when we investigate further, we'll see that yes, it was certified 6 times platinum in the United States, but ARIA, which is, I believe, Australia, 2 times platinum. Their numbers are different. BPI, what country is that? Oh, in Great Britain. Okay, it was gold. BMVI, these are agencies I've never even heard of. I'm not pronouncing that. This is in Germany. Gold. Sweden, gold. I'm assuming that's Denmark. Yeah. Platinum. MC, which is Canada, 2 times platinum. I'm guessing this is New Zealand. Yep. Platinum as well. So it's sold a lot. And then you have to take into account radio play. Radio play generated a lot of performance royalties for this track that were sent to Bolo.
I still hear it.
Watch to the end for a discount code to restream.
I still hear that song played a lot, you know what I mean? But yeah, all that didn't go straight to Bolo, obviously, you know what I mean? But we're not pocket watchers on this channel.
His writer share. He was in a publishing admin deal, and they were only collecting what they claimed was 15% publisher's split. So think about all of that money being generated for the song and going to the producer. And then consider, now we're in the streaming era, it's the regular version, let's round up 402 million streams, plus, we'll round down here, plus another 3 million, so 405 million streams. Let's do the math here, 405 million. Let's estimate the conservative streaming rate of 0.0.
That dude's top 5 songs are all like variations of the same fucking song.
So 405 million streams. Let's do the math here. 405 million. Let's estimate the conservative streaming rate of 0.0035, which is 7/2000ths of a dollar. Holy shit, that's depressing. Let's make it less depressing. What's the end result here? $1.4 million. An additional $1.4 million off of streaming. Again, to say nothing of sync money and performance royalties, because we don't have access to, streaming does pay performance royalties, but we're...
Yeah, sync was probably crazy for that record, especially the first few years it came out. And, a lot of stuff moves on like nostalgia cycles, so eventually that song will become nostalgic again and probably end up in movies again, if it's been in a movie. I don't know. I'm just, that's why I hate these fucking videos, bro. Talking about, this song earned this much. Like, you're replying to a fucking banana avatar, you fucking asshole, bro. Like, what the fuck? Fucking waste of my time.
We're not taking radio and TV into account. Bolo said that this song gets played at sporting events. That's a payout. Every time it's played on a jukebox, that's a payout. So just based on these conservative estimates, not...
Yeah, awesome, bro. You're dunking on a banana. Like, here's the thing, bro. If you make rap music and you don't know the Whippin' Nene song and you don't know how fucking big it is, you don't need to be fucking trying to make rap music. You know what I mean? Whether that's some shit you like to listen to or not, you should at least be aware. You know what I mean? That...
Taking radio into account, not taking other sources of performance.
I didn't know Bolo produced that song. Because I'm not fucking nerding out about the shit. But I know the fucking song. And that's really kind of the point. I think every producer kind of should strive to produce that song that's huge, that's massive, and nobody knows you fucking did it, bro. Like, I would love that kind of situation. That sounds fucking heaven.
Royalty generation into account, and not even taking into account that it's diamond, just going off that 6 times platinum number, we're at a little over $7 million. So big shout out to Bolo. Let's conclude this conversation with the final...
So shut the fuck up, you banana.
...section of the DJ Pain1 Bolo, the producer interview. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you.
Let me see if the banana replied at all here.
The sum of all that money that you made during that period, without getting personal and into your finances, but was that financial freedom money? You made the joke earlier about retirement. Now you're living like a retiree. So it was that.
Yeah, I'll put it like this. It's financial freedom, don't get me wrong. But one thing that that I have learned by just being around other people like Polo and being around Shakespeare and everything, when you get the money, it's almost financial freedom, but then it's like, I don't want to lose this life. So it's like, okay, what now?
What the fuck do you mean, what now, bro? You do what got you that money 10, 20 fucking more times. What do you mean, what do you do now? You know what to do now, bro. And I mean, he did know what to do now, because even though Pain said you're retired, he's not fucking retired. He's making YouTube videos every fucking day, which is good, which is what he should be doing, you know what I mean? And also continue down the path. That's what you fucking do. Like, I don't think like making like $1 million it's life-changing, obviously, right? But making like $1 million, that doesn't mean you can just sit at home and play PlayStation all fucking day, dude. You know what I mean? Because really, how long's $1 million going to last you, bro? You know what I mean? Think about that shit.
Okay, what's the next big thing? I gotta maintain this. I gotta do this. I gotta keep making beats. I gotta invest. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. I gotta do this. And it put me in like a phase of life where it's like I was going through like all type of anxieties and everything. And then it put me in a little phase. And then it was crazy because I was talking to, one of my good friends is Honorable C Note. And, during that time.
Hey, pick that name up, Bolo. you dropped something, bro. Pick it up.
He had the new level record. And I was like, man.
Now he has a million other placements.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, me and him talk every week, you know what I'm saying? All the time. And I was like, yeah, I was like, man, during that time, man, when everything was running through me, I just felt like I felt crazy. It's like you were depressed. I was like, yeah.
Look, Pain, you didn't have to wear this fucking necklace, bro. You didn't have to do this. You don't have to look so bored. You fucking...
I think I went through it. He's like, yeah, everybody gets depressed when the money comes in.
Yeah, and I don't want to get any comments. Oh, DJ Pain1's bigger than you. I don't give a fuck. DJ Pain1's great. He makes awesome samples, makes awesome beats, makes pretty good content for the most part. We don't got a lot of content in the producer community, unfortunately. There's not a lot of variety. There's really only this bored motherfucker talking to Bolo.
I went through it too. Everybody goes through it.
Both of these channels are pretty decent though. Look, he's about to ask a crazy deep question.
And I was like, why?
I thought he was gonna ask a question. He didn't say shit, dude.
Like, and I had to think, and I was like, when I talked to my therapist, and and I did take some therapy, and then they were like, it's the pressures of you trying to maintain it because you've already went through a point of you losing it. Because I had one situation before, had a grip of money, lasted me for a while, and I lost it at the end of 2012, and I had to come back up. But luckily, I knew how to come back up because I was engineering and stuff. But you don't ever want to go back. Like how Future says a lot of times, I don't never want to go back. We ain't never going back, stuff like that, because that's why these people work so hard to never go back. And it was that point of being a little scared, like, okay, I just bought this big old house. I'm I got nice.
If you get, a certain amount of money, right? You don't have to go like super far from where you're at, because if you only go little by little, it'll take longer for you to be forced to go back. That's something I learned after making a lot of financial mistakes, bro. A lot of mistakes.
Nice cars, I got this. I never really was like a super chain. Wow.
My biggest financial mistake is knowing about Bitcoin when you could just mine it off your computer. It was worth like $1. It was worth less than $1 probably at the time. Maybe more, I don't know. Insane.
Back in the day, I never was like a jewelry person, but had all this stuff. And I was just scared of losing it.
Yeah, good. Look at him. Look. Look at this fool. Listen to what Bolo says, and then look at this fool.
I got this. I never really was like a super.
Never really was a super jewelry person. And then watch Pain.
Chain. Wow. Back in the day, I never was like a jewelry person. But
Look.
you had all this stuff.
Look, he's about to look.
And
down.
I was like just scared
of Pain.
Losing it. You know what I'm saying? And then once you kind of get past it, you kind of like, if you did this one time, you kind of know in your heart you could do it again. It's just that you got to navigate the new landscape of all of this. And, and then lo and behold, I ended up doing the Taylor Girls record. And then that's when a ton of people were calling me, man, like A&Rs. One A&R was like, hey, I need somebody to make a record like Silento, and I need to do this. And then people were like tagging me in on the post, like, you can't just do that. You got to be a part of it. And it's like, when I did that Taylor Girls record, it was like, man, I told those girls, I was like, if you do everything right in a couple months, you can have a deal.
And that's crazy because coming from Bolo saying that, a couple months and you can have a deal, like, a lot of people don't even see it as like that. A lot of people don't even think that the window to get signed can be that quick. You know what I mean? But it can be, bro.
We was kind of like navigating. I said, listen, if we can do this, and I know I can do this more. But they listen. The number one thing you have to have is artists that listen. And they listen, and they did everything right. And then, lo and behold, like 6 months later, they signed a deal with RCA. Like right now, I'm pretty sure I could probably do another artist like that, but it'll probably be much different because back then it was like just YouTube and Triller at that time. Now you got the TikTok stuff, and they're not paying.
Well, another big difference is that now you can get paid off all that shit. He is about to say TikTok probably doesn't pay a lot, but it does pay. I don't know if Triller was paying at the time. YouTube was. It was actually, depending on what time he was talking about, you could monetize your channel the day you started it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, bro. That's crazy.
And nothing. So it's a little different.
So speaking of that, how do you, as a producer in your 40s, stay inspired to work on beats that appeal to the new generation? Because you've consistently done that.
What it is just first thing you got to do is I got to get my butt out the house. So that's why I have a studio. I have my own personal studio. I really don't run sessions out of it unless it's like artists I'm dealing with, or say, for instance, if somebody I've known for. Then
what's the point in getting out of the house if I don't understand that? You know what I mean? Like, I'm usually in the house. You know what I mean? 10 times out of 9. So I've been offered jobs recently in studios, and I don't like engineering, so I haven't taken them. And I guess I could take them just to like go and make beats or some shit. But what the fuck, dude? Why would you do that? I mean, I guess, if you can financially, why the fuck not, right? But
a long time, like an old school friend that wants to come and record, yeah, I got that. But if I see an artist or somebody that I like, I try to reach out to them or try to find somebody who knows them, try to get them in and work like that. Or a lot of times I get a lot of the young, talented producers and try to get them to come over, or I go to their sessions and just be the uncle in the room, since that's what they call me now. So
I would, I don't know, bro. If you have your own studio type shit, you kind of should be bringing in artists and doing a little bit of discovery, doing a little bit of work with them. You know what I mean? Building a relationship because, I don't know, bro. I'm not saying that someone is going to blow up out of every city or nothing like that, but I'm sure every city has someone just living off their music type shit. Maybe not every city. You know what I mean? But there's definitely guys here who, maybe I haven't even heard of who just live off music. You know what I mean?
I'm one of the cool ones because I can go into the room and deliver the same stuff that they're delivering. They're on FL, I'm on MPC, but I know how to work FL. I know how to work, Studio One. I know how to talk all languages when I'm in the studio. A lot of times they're like, "Oh, you know how to work this?" I'm like, "Bro, I was working on this when y'all were 10 years old. Like, this is nothing new. It's just a few key features." And I'm like, "Well," and I say, "You got to understand too. Like, I get all the stuff before y'all get it." So at the end of the day, it's like I know how this stuff works. Being around a lot of young talent will keep your ears young in the street. If I'm hanging around all my homeboys and they're telling me what to make, then everything would sound like 2005 right now.
Oh yeah, I played sexy drill records for one of my close friends who's in the industry. He's getting placements probably more than I am. And he was like, "I hate this." I was like, I mean, okay.
That's what's going on.
The video response that I uploaded that I made to your video was full of comments from older producers who I feel like they either didn't watch the video, they watched it and they had their old man blinders on, because the comments were proving your point, which was, don't be closed-minded, don't force your taste onto younger people. And the comments were, more often than not, all modern music sucks, all rappers are trash, mumble rap is trash, trap beats are trash.
Yeah, I actually hate that take. That's like one of the worst takes ever, because it's like, I mean, this is hip-hop now. The way it sounds now, that is hip-hop. I mean, if you're a fan of hip-hop, like dude, it's kind of easy to find something you like, even in a style that you don't like. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might be a style you don't like, but I guarantee you there's at least a few songs from an artist you hate that you probably will like. But again, not everyone's open-minded, dude. There was a time I tried to keep up with everything. Like, everything that dropped, I listened to everything. And I don't really do that anymore, but I'm still pretty open-minded to new artists. If I see a new artist on Apple Music with, like, an interesting, like, cover art or whatever, or, I don't know. I'm just pretty open-minded to any new shit, despite what I predominantly like. Like if I were to tell you my favorite rappers, like the fact that I listen to like certain new shit that comes out too, like it kind of doesn't make sense, dude.
Trash. I've never heard a good trap beat. Trap beats are made by talentless people. It takes 1 million more ounces of talent to make a old school boom bap record than it does to make a trap beat. I'm like, I'm not even going there with you, but that's precisely what, because in the video I said a lot of us producers who are,
I don't think it does. I'd totally disagree with that too, because it's like there's a lot of mid-ass fucking boom bap hip hop, traditional 90s hip hop beats. There's a lot of bullshit, you know what I mean? Like, it's not all good just because it's got a fucking sample and a break beat, you know what I mean? A lot of times this shit, a sample with some trap drum sounds better, bro. Like, no bullshit. Like, yeah, bro, I can't go for that.
I'm in my 40s too. We've fossilized our musical taste to the point where, as a consumer, I think you can do that. As an established older producer, yeah, if you have your audience, but if you're trying to grow and evolve, you can't have a fossilized mind. Mm-hmm. That's essentially what degenerative brain diseases are anyway, right? Yeah. Like they say, do crossword puzzles and challenge yourself to keep your brain elastic. And if you're musically doing the opposite of that, well, then you're never going to, one, appreciate the new music that's coming out. Because a lot of people listen to it like, this is trash. I'm like, you don't understand what went into.
And you know what's crazy? What do guys who are telling you guys to make the type beat channels, what are they telling you to do, right? Yo, look at Bolo. He looks insane. But the guys telling you to make type beat channels are literally like, oh, you have to make the same type beat. You have to find a niche that you can just do every single day, no matter what. Like, and here's Pain stating the obvious opposite. You know what I mean?
To that 4-bar melody, because you're not around these younger people.
Because yeah, bro, the only people treating music and just or like making music and just cranking it out like with a formula, like you might as well just be playing Minecraft, bro. You know what I mean?
You're not watching these videos where someone's, playing live guitar and bass and then running it through a million different effects, and that shit makes my head spin. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I look at the FL,
like that. I kid you not. They said the same thing about music in 2005. They said the same thing about music in 1995.
Thank you, because the golden era wasn't even what came out of the 70s and 80s. That was a 90s thing.
Yeah, I get why people are saying that. I understand it. However, I always do this. Always do it. I always say, listen, if you feel that your music is that good, send me your music, and I'm going to play it on my live beat review for people, and I want to hear what you got. And I'm telling you right now, 10 out of 10 of the people.
Here's the one thing I trust AI to do more than humans.
Hey, man. Relax, dude. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. 96 out of 100. Let's put it like that. Are going to send some horrible music.
So
horrible.
Everybody.
I don't know what
Bolo.
it is about just music in general. Just people who do music. But everybody feels like their music is the greatest. Everybody. I used to feel the same way too, but I got to a point now where I pretty much know this is not my best bit of work. This is not what I do. But you got some people that are like, yo, you don't know how to do no samples or this, that, whatever. And I'm like, bro, I sampled when I first started because I couldn't play like that. So I know how to, you got to understand, I had a MPC XL that had two of the bottom two right buttons didn't work. If anybody knows how important those bottom two right buttons on the MPC to start sampling, that means I would have to resample the sample on top of that and then start from the next two bottom buttons to even sample the first starting point and to chop it.
I'm laughing because it just resonates with me because it's the same. Like the second you start.
No, I feel it. I had a really fucked up MPC 2000 as well, dude. It was a fucking hunk of shit, dude.
Being flexible with your musical sensibilities. Now you get it from every, like I'll get the comments, oh, you just make trash trap beats. And then someone else is like, oh, you just make old uncle rap. And then someone else will be like, well, look at your hairline. You can't make good beats. Or like, someone else is like, you don't know music at all. You've never played an instrument in your life. I'm like, I'm classically what are you talking about? So I would need a PhD in multiple social science fields.
What are you I'm classically trained, you idiot.
To even begin to wrap my mind around what's happening with the dialogue in the producer community.
It's crazy. You're classically trained. I took orchestra for 4 years. I was first chair in 4 different instruments.
Oh, wow.
I know how to read music. Nice. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, just because Zaytoven is a great player, some people hate on Zaytoven, but they don't know this man plays in church every day. He's musically inclined. You're musically inclined. I'm musically inclined. It's just that we all make beats differently. Mm-hmm. The right artist on any beat will make stuff sound better, and that's what people fail to realize.
Well, dude, all that matters is the fucking artist. Like the producer and the beat, like kind of doesn't fucking matter. Like how many beats make it to radio where an artist makes a song and the song's like, whatever, good enough to get a ton of radio play, but the beat like kind of fucking sucks, dude. It's getting radio play because, or not that it sucks, but like it's a beat that you or I could make, pretty easily, you know what I mean? Yeah, dude, it's not really about that, dude. It's always about the artist that gets on your shit, dude.
Like there's enough for everybody to do out here. It's enough for everybody to make money out here. And all this going back and forth and who's better and this, that, whatever, just do what you do and prove us wrong.
Yeah, go have a beat battle.
That? And then I always say, no one cares but us. No one cares but us. And the second people like us stop caring, it's very freeing. And then all that other white noise in the background about, the infighting and generational producer tribalism, all that. Who cares?
Who cares? Like, and real quick, and what people fail to realize about people like you and me who have actually been.
Hey, Payne, if you see this, tell me what the fuck you're even saying there, because I didn't get any of it.
In the music industry, they think that that little bit of comments and stuff really gets to us. But if they really knew the stuff that you really have to go through in the music business, the stuff behind the scenes that really goes on, that can really mess with you, this right here is a piece of cake. Oh, you don't like what, you leaving a comment? What? Like, that's...
Can't decide between a slasher or vintage horror.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. More AI bullshit. Who cares, dude?
That lets you know the frail YouTubers, the real music YouTubers, we don't care about that, because if you really knew what we had to go through, this is light work. But you find the frail people that are on here when they take, oh, somebody talked about a comment about me and I'm going to go in and do this. And we're like sitting there like, bro, it's not even that serious.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
if that affected us, we wouldn't make music anymore, and certainly wouldn't put our faces on YouTube, because that's just inviting more of that. And
Like,
you take the good with the bad. It's all energy at the end of the day.
yeah.
What is this
Like,
guy
none of these
saying?
guys have never been in the studio and somebody's actually said, I've literally been in the studio and I played beats and somebody said, yo, everything you played is whack. And I'm just sitting there like,
Damn.
what do I do now? And then what you do is, I'm like, okay, I can't go off on this person because this person, it basically controls my destiny right here.
Yeah.
Let me just go to the house and let me get my stuff together and let me come back. And then some days I come back a week or two later and they be like, you're getting better. I like that. A lot of these guys couldn't take that. They'll lose their shits right now.
Or even your own loved ones telling you with a plaque on your wall, you really should consider getting a job.
Get a job.
I can survive that. I'll be all right.
Yeah, yeah.
But
All
but
right,
that being
yeah,
said,
yeah,
how do people follow you on social media, troll you, tell you you don't know what you're talking about? What's the best way?
Everything is at Bolo, the producer, BOLODA producer. And that's all socials. I'm more on IG and YouTube. I do check my Facebook from time to time. But
Check your
it's
Facebook.
mostly IG and YouTube and a little bit of TikTok here and there. IG's for all my funny stuff. YouTube is for all the nerdy. Let's talk about plugins and stuff like that.
Hey, I appreciate you sharing your insight and just continuing to share your perspective with the producer community. Thank you.
Man, thank you for having me on.